And a most pleasant good day to everybody. Today, of course, is Labor Day, Monday, the 2nd of September, 2019. I'm Jewel, and this is J7409 Tropical Update. If you have not subscribed and you're into the weather, all kinds of weather for different seasons, and hopefully we can get back to a daily forecast. But if you're just into the weather and you need to know what's going on, please click subscribe, then click the bell to ensure that you get all that information, okay? Folks, cannot believe Dorian this morning is still a Category 5. Unbelievable. Overnight, the winds have only gone down to 165 miles per hour. We'll take it. That's 20 miles per hour less than it was last evening. I said it was going to slow down. I kept saying maybe 2. It's only moving at 1 mile per hour to the west. The minimum central pressure, 916 millibars. It's located at 26.6 north, 78.2 west. We have to keep our eyes on the other systems. Over here we have disturbance 2. This is still just a broad area of low pressure over the south central Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to continue to produce some widespread cloudiness and disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Now, some gradual development of this system is possible during the next few days, but it's moving very slowly westward now. Remember that, across the south central and southwestern Gulf of Mexico toward the coast of Mexico. 2 days 30%, 5 days 50%. Now, when we come to disturbance number 3, yes, this has a chance of developing some more, but I think it will eventually dissipate and move on a more northerly course and dissipate. But from the National Hurricane Center, it is a trough of low pressure. It's several hundred miles south-southeast of Bermuda. Now, these showers and thunderstorms has increased since yesterday and also have become a little better organized for this morning. Now, the gradual development of this system is possible during the next few days while it moves slowly northward or northwestward. Now, interest around Bermuda should monitor the progress of this system. 2 days 30%, 5 days 50%. This is the one for the islands, and who knows where up here. We've got to keep our eyes on, okay? We've got to keep our eyes on this. Now, the recent satellite surface wind data is indicating that the low pressure system located about 150 miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands has become better defined. Now, this is one that I was talking about, okay? It's gonna blow up, people. Now, showers and thunder shower activity is beginning to show signs of organization, and environmental conditions appear conducive for the tropical depression to form during the next day or so, while this system's moving generally northwestward across the eastern tropical Atlantic. Heavy rains possible over the Cabo Verde Islands through Tuesday. 2 days and 5 days, it's got an 80% chance of forming, so let's just go look at it right quick. Now, here we have it, right here. This is on my birthday, September 11th, next Wednesday, people. Now, we have a big high, as you can see out here. We have a big high out here. Now, when we move this up, we can see it's kind of stuck in the middle, riding along this gradient line here. And what does it do? It connects to some of these high pressures over here. We're going to have the same scenario if this thing keeps strengthening, especially since it's strengthening so far out as we possibly had with Dorian. I'm saying this is a possibility. We're going to have to wait for all those high pressures over here. See, they're not huge. They push. They push. That's what's going to keep it off the shore. That's what's going to steer this thing. With these 2 huge ones up to the north of it, that's going to keep it pushed down. Folks, this thing could travel just right on across. We're going to have to wait and see. As I take the pressure granted off right quick, This is just the rain in it. You can already see all the rain that's building up in it. Well, look at the regular wind right now. Look at that. This is still way out there, okay? This is sustained winds at 55, and if we go to wind gust, the wind gusts are already 117 miles per hour, and they could be higher in places. So, we really have to keep our eyes on this. And that, of course, is this disturbance number 1 right here in this area. Everybody, it could go in the Gulf, it could go up on this track again. Everybody in the islands, be aware of this system. Now, this is the latest tracking map from the National Hurricane Center. I want you to be aware of what's going on. Hurricane warnings in Florida, hurricane watches in Florida, and tropical storm warnings. This is all the way down to the coast. The watches over at Lake Okeechobee right here. This is what it's looking like. It's looking like now. Also, it's going to go up this way, just like I told you guys yesterday. For the New York and New Jersey area, for Long Island, I should say, even a little bit of Rhode Island, you're still in this cone now, but it should blow on out. I'm not going to go into everything for you guys up here this morning. I am going to tell you, you need to watch it, and as it gets closer, I will include what might happen to you in the forecast. Now, I've had a lot of people when it comes to my state. I have to look after my state. You know that, folks. But it's looking like before I get to my state, everybody around Georgia and South Carolina, not up to Myrtle Beach yet, but southern South Carolina, you guys need to get your stuff done. You don't need to wait. You need to have it done by no later than tomorrow morning. That would be my suggestion to you. Then you'll be okay. This thing should speed up once it takes the northerly turn. Now, as it approaches North Carolina, here we go. It's looking like it could go up to the Raleigh area. All of this can change, people, because the track can still move more westerly or more easterly. This is just what it's looking like right now. Raleigh, greatest impacts Thursday and Friday morning. Heavy rain, wind gust in the upper 30s. That's because you're much further inland, but that's what it's looking like now. As we move along to my friends just south of me, 30 minutes away, or not quite that, in Newbern. Thursday and Thursday night, buckets of rain is going to fall, folks. I mean, inches and inches. Gusty winds in the mid to upper 40s. Mid to upper 40s, okay? Now, when it comes to where I'm at, I'm going to get winds in the 50s, maybe 60s, at least 4 to 5, maybe 6 inches of rain. When I say buckets of rain, you can count on at least 4 or more, okay? Emerald Isle is looking like Wednesday night and Thursday, right in through Friday morning. That's what it's looking like right now. Tons of rain, buckets of rain for Emerald Isle. Gusty winds, just like myself, in the 50s and 60s. So everybody, you need to be aware of that. And I had one more quick thing. I don't know where I put it. I still haven't got a lot. I go to bed. I can't sleep, people. That's due to what's been going on with me anyway. But that's what that's looking like for North Carolina. And when it comes up the coast now, it's looking more and more like a Category 2 hurricane. Now, you folks down here is going to have a Category 3 at least, okay? You're still going to have major activity in Georgia coastlines and South Carolina coastlines at this point. So, be aware of that. And please, please, don't take this too lightly and prepare, because this track can change. Okay, everybody needs to hear this, so just get right. Number 1, period of catastrophic winds and strong storm surge will continue to affect Grand Bahama Island through today and tonight. Everyone there, of course, you know, should remain in shelter and not venture out into the eye. Number 2, life-threatening storm surges and dangerous hurricane-force winds are expected along portions of the Florida East Coast through midweek. Now, storm surge and hurricane warnings are already in effect, just as I've showed you on the map. Only a slight deviation to the left of the official forecast would bring the core of Dorian near or over the Florida East Coast. So you're being spared the eye as it's looking like right now, and that is a wonderful thing. Residents in the areas of Florida where these warnings and watches are, please take the advice given by local emergency officials. 3, there is an increasing likelihood of strong winds and dangerous storm surge along the coast of Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina later this week. Everybody in these states, you should continue to monitor the progress and listen to advice given by your local emergency officials. Number 4, heavy rains capable of producing life-threatening flash floods are expected over northern portions of the Bahamas and coastal sections of southeast and the lower mid-Atlantic regions of the United States into Friday. Now, you can see the intensity, how it is going to come down. 120 hours from now, the highest winds is a Category 1. It should reach me when it's at a Category 2. Now, up around South Carolina and Georgia again, you guys can see right in these areas, you could be getting some pretty good winds coming in. Gust, even if the ice stays offshore, it won't be this much, but you're going to have some really sharp winds, so you need to prepare for that. We've got to run over this too now, so far as the watches and warnings. We have a storm surge warning in effect for Latana and Volusia-Brevard County line area. Storm surge watch in effect for north of Deerfield Beach to south of Latana, Volusia-Brevard County line to the mouth of St. Mary's River. Hurricane warning in effect still. Grand Bahama and the Abacus Islands in the northwestern Bahamas area. Jupiter Inlet to the Volusia-Brevard County line for Florida. Hurricane watch. Now, that was a hurricane warning, as you see, and that's for this line right here in Florida. Hurricane watch north of Deerfield Beach to Jupiter Inlet, Volusia-Brevard County line to the mouth of St. Mary's River. And then we have a tropical storm warning in effect north of Deerfield Beach to Jupiter Inlet, and a tropical storm watch for north of Golden Beach to Deerfield Beach and Lake Okeechobee. Now, the storm surge, of course, in the Bahamas is just, it's 2 stories high. I'm not going to read all this. It's just awful, folks. It is actually in a 2-story house. It's 2 stories high. Those poor folks, I can't even fathom what they are going through right now. Now, we're going to just come right on down. We're not going to read all of this, but this is some things that you guys need to know. Now, catastrophic hurricane conditions continue on Grand Bahama Island. All my friends on the island, please do not venture out in the eye. This eye is just, it's terrible. The sun may come out. You may think the storm is gone, but don't get caught in it. Please don't go out until some local authority tells you it's safe. Now, hurricane conditions are expected within the hurricane warning area in Florida by late tonight or tomorrow. Now, the hurricane conditions are possible in the hurricane watch area for Florida Wednesday. And the tropical storm conditions are expected with the tropical storm warning area today and tomorrow, and possible tropical storm watch area by tonight. Storm surge, life-threatening storm surge will raise water levels by as much as 18 to 23 feet above normal tide levels in the areas of the onshore winds on the Grand Bahama Island. Now, the combination of this dangerous storm and tide is going to cause the normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline. When we come down to Latana, to the mouth of the St. Mary's River, 4 to 7 feet. North of Deerfield Beach to Latana, 2 to 4 feet. 7 feet's a lot, people. If you're anywhere around the mouth of the St. Mary's River, you really need to pay attention. Now, this surge is going to be accompanied by large and destructive waves. Surge-related flooding depends on how close the center of Dorian comes to the Florida East Coast and can vary greatly over short distances. Make sure you keep up with your local weather people and authorities. Rainfall, the northwestern Bahamas, 1 to 2 feet, maybe 30 inches. Coastal Carolinas, 5 to 10, isolated 15. Earlier when I was talking about all of us are going to get buckets of rain, you can count on at least 4 inches. And you see right here, National Hurricane Center saying 5 to 10 with an isolated 15. Central Bahamas, Atlantic coast from the Florida Peninsula through Georgia, 2 to 4 inches with an isolated 6. Rip currents are high. Surf is going to get increasingly even more higher. The waves are going to be bringing in water. Please do not try to go surf in it. Please, if you are at a beach, it's very cloudy at my house this morning. We may get some rain. If you are at the beach today, don't go in the water until you make doggone sure there is no flags up for rip currents. Make sure you talk to lifeguards. Do not go in the water, out in the water to get caught in a rip current, because the rip currents are a-kicking. I'm going to leave you with this map because it's plain to see. Folks, Dorian is still a Category 5, winds 165 miles per hour, and the wind gusts are still 200 miles per hour. I cannot imagine. Everyone, please prepare if you're in these areas. It's not like we haven't been talking about this for a while now. I have preparing to do today and through the rest of the days to come until this thing is past me. I will be back when I can, soon as I can, with updates. So please take that into consideration. I can't, every time an update comes out, I can't just put it out. I may be busy trying to prepare, and I might be taking a nap. So with that all said and done, don't fear. I will keep you up to date, really, with what you need to know. Always. Don't worry about that. I will always keep you up to date on what you need to know. So stay safe. Have the best kind of day that you can if you're in the path of the storm. My thoughts and prayers go out to everybody on the East Coast, and especially down to the people in the Bahamas. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Peace, love, and kindness to all. Please share this information and stay safe. Thanks for watching.